Hey everyone, what's up and happy International Men's Day. You are tuned into Unboxed at the Podroom where we have conversations everyone is thinking about but not always saying out loud. No filters, no pretending, just real talk. And today we are celebrating the men. We are not just going to be talking about the highlight reels or the success stories. We'll be talking about the real, the layered, and sometimes the unspoken parts of what it takes or what it means to be a man today. Now, if you've been online recently, you'd have probably seen people talking about masculinity, pressure, money, vulnerability, and all those other topics that are centered around the conversation on what it means to be a man, right? And I am very excited because I have two amazing men here that will be talking about this together, and we'll unbox this particular discussion together. Hi guys, how are we feeling today?
Hello, hi, how are
Great.
you?
Welcome to Unboxed.
Yeah,
Do
happy
you,
to be here.
I'm glad.
How
Do you want to introduce
Oh,
yourself?
okay, my name is Antonio. I'm a figuring it out man. Yeah, and yeah, I hope to have a lovely discussion here
Yeah.
today.
my name is Heike, and I'm still growing and understanding a lot about masculinity, and I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so let's start with something interesting, which is money, because whether we accept it or not, a lot of men often measure themselves with how much money they have, and men these days are perceived a certain way if you have a
Hmm.
certain level of wealth. So when did you um, start to feel that pressure to provide that voice that says, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to bring this money, you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that? When did it start for you? Let's start with you.
Okay, probably just as I finished uni. Nobody really prepares you for the um, just immediately post NYC sort of like demands that are placed on your life as a man, right? And I'm sure for every other person to different degrees, right? But for me, it was a thing where I used to have allowances. I was very blessed, right? I used to have
Yeah.
allowances, and then suddenly, immediately after NYC, you see, my NYC year was very beautiful. I tell people that, like, if you did not do NYC, you missed, because me,
Hmm.
I enjoyed my own NYC, and I'm talking from my own perspective
Hmm.
solely. But you see, the thing was, um, immediately after NYC, it was such a rude shock for me finding out that government is not giving you any money,
Yeah.
your family is not giving you nothing,
Hmm.
and then you have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
And not just figuring it out yourself, but I also at the time, people saw me as a big boy because like I was taking care of myself. Like when I was during NYSC now with my allowance, I was also doing like my own things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the road shock came when like all the people that used to look at me like, dude, you're the guy now. And then no NYC money, no parents money, no more. It just became like really crazy.
So
And
your
then
allowances stopped immediately
everything stopped
after?
immediately after NYC.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, like my pops did not even wait for me to get back to Lagos, which is crazy because I served in Benin. Like immediately after NYC, I did like a couple of weeks in Benin, and then upon coming back to Lagos, just as I was entering back to Lagos, I found out that there was nothing no more, right? And so it just became a thing, and I was lucky enough to get like opportunities to work in
Mm-hmm.
different places
Mm-hmm.
immediately after NYC. But
Mm-hmm.
then just immediately after, it became a thing where I felt like, yo, now it's time to, lock in.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
then start to
Mm-hmm.
get it yourself.
I will come back to you, but I want to hear where when it came to you that, oh, there's pressure, like I need to start providing.
Okay, so for me, right, like you said, everybody has their own experience and whole. So for me, right, you know, will I say yes? At a point in life, my dad actually lost his shop, right? Then the shock was even before I gained in admission into University of Lagos.
Whoa.
But again, we were able to manage it that okay, gain admission first. So when I was in the university, right, the allowances was not coming that well, and there are some subtle times my dad would tell me that, okay, yeah, so you are now a man, you are now in school, you need to try as much as possible not to allow people see that you are below, right? And yes, so to me it was university, and the shock came in 200 level stroke 300 level. So from 300 level, I stopped receiving anything allowance or pocket money from anybody in the family. So just sometimes, your elder sister, your elder brother, yeah.
Yeah.
But from my dad, it
Nothing.
stopped nothing. So I understand that financial
Things were not so great.
great.
Yeah.
So for me, the shock was from university, and yeah,
How old were you at that time? Do you care to share?
why not? Yes, in 300 level, I was 21.
Hmm. Hmm.
21.
Hmm.
So, so, but glory be to God, right?
Yeah.
I did not even finish from University of Lagos. Like, I was still writing my final papers when I sent my CV
CV.
here, and immediately I was doing my defense. I just has already called me that, okay, yes, come
Oh,
and work with
that's
us. So,
beautiful.
so yeah.
That is so great.
Yeah, so the shock came in, and yeah, we kept on pushing hard, and we are here
Wow,
today.
that is an amazing testimony, by the way, and I'm so proud of you. And I can understand your dad telling you, oh, you don't need to let people see that you're behind or you're below. I know I can understand that that would have put a lot of pressure on you as a 20-year-old in the university, just
Well,
trying to figure out, life. I'm sure when you were in second, did you attend a boarding school?
no, no, I did not.
So that was like your first real life experience in
Yes,
that sense.
yes, and the pressure was much. I won't lie, the pressure was much.
Yeah.
I just feel like it is the way we were trained that's like made me not to go into
Any crazy
any
thing.
crazy thing, right? My mom was always like trying to get us like, okay, we know the pressure is this,
Yeah.
but you really need to know where you come from.
Yeah.
And again, I would say church again also helped me. The association I was in church, right? We were closer to the priest.
Yeah.
We were closer to the clergyman. So we always have this responsibility to always uphold
A
a
certain
certain
Standard.
standard. So yeah, pretty much that was what like helped me to control myself.
You know what? That is amazing, honestly, because these days we do not have, that guide. I feel like a lot of times men are left alone to fend for
Figure it out.
themselves. Yes, to figure it out. The pressure are mostly on women. Do this the right way. Don't act. Don't say this. Don't say that. Right. But for men, parents tend to be a bit free-handed with men, right? And it's I think it's great that we have your mom was able to guide you. You had a community in church to also put you through. But I want to ask this question, right? Is now a good time to be a man? When I say is now a good time, I'm talking about, is this day and age
It's very
the
true.
reason why I'm asking this question, because he asked me this, Antonio asked me this question before we came live, and it was a whole discussion on its own. So I'm throwing the question out here, and you guys can leave your comments below. Is now a good time to be alive as a man?
Well, perspective is a blessing, right? Sometimes it's also
Don't
a
hold
curse.
back now.
No, I'm not going to hold back.
Don't
I'm
hold-
not. I'm not going to hold back. No,
Don't
no,
hold
no,
back.
no, no. Don't think I would. But this is my thing, right? I don't think we live in the best times generally, right? Someone made a point earlier about tough times making the best man and all of this,
Yeah.
right? And even in that, I think there's a problem. It's the toughness that
Yeah.
has to why does it have to be hard? What's
I
going
knew
on? Do you understand? Like,
you were going
yeah,
to have an issue
no,
with that
no, no,
statement.
no. To be honest,
When he said that,
I
you were
initially
like, that's
when
an interesting
yo
point.
no, it was an interesting point, and I initially thought, and I bought into it because you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds and all that bullshit. You know what? Like, this is my thing, right? I don't think we live in the easiest times, right?
Yeah.
Generally, we've had advancements as a society, technology, the advent of social media, and all of these things, right? Lovely for us. But then they've also, in a lot of ways, taken from us as people, as human beings, right? And so, for me personally, I don't think these times are the best times to be a man. And I'll give you my reasons, right? They might be sinister. Don't even. They might be sinister. To be honest, they might be. But think about it. Like, and at the end of the day, anybody will watch this and say, "This is the way this guy is. This is his person. His person is seeping into his speech." But nah, no, I'm just saying, just for the,
But is that so bad?
no, 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 no.
That's
It's
not
not
so
so
bad.
bad. No, but me personally, like the way I like to look at things, I like to look at it from a panoramic view, right? Let's look at it 360. Now, for everybody as a man, right? These times I feel like are the most burdening because, first off, okay, let's use an example of a family man today. It's Christmas period. Your child is on social media. He's seeing that family do pyjama picture with Christmas tree, right? But you're a struggling man. You don't have all that money, right? There's that. Your wife is seeing the latest clothes and everything. The pressure of social media, right, in our real lives, first off, is ridiculous. For me, I just feel like
I agree.
it doesn't make so much sense. And that in itself adds also to the pressure of being a man, right? Because you find then young boys, young men going into ridiculous things because they are seeing like their age mates
Doing certain
doing
things.
certain things and there's higher propensity for crime. Young boys want to like try and make it quick because
Yeah.
they feel like other boys are making it quicker. Do you
Yeah.
get? And so there are a lot of these things I feel like are just impeding what manliness should be in
Okay.
today's living. And that's not to say that there are not other positives from all of these advancements we had. I'm just saying in the real sense of being a man, right? Even what is the general opinion of what a man should be today is conflicting with a lot of other issues, right? Because if you are too strong as a man, if you are too bold with your opinions, they see you as being probably what's the word now? They see you as being too much. Let me just say that. They see you as being too much. And if you are not too much, then you are too little.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, and that in itself is so confusing for a young man
Yeah.
to exactly find his place in society.
Yeah.
And so there are these things that people have to like speak on, people have to shed more light on. And that's why at some point I became actually really excited for this conversation because I feel like it's something that people should speak more about.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at yourself, for example, right? I'm sure that okay, do you have a girlfriend? Are you fine with saying if you have a girlfriend?
Yes, for now, no.
For now, no. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, back up, man. You will get it. Okay, bro. But on the reals though, like, if you had a girlfriend, for example, right? Okay, that might be too personal. Do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
Well,
Okay.
depends,
do you,
Abby.
do you have like lady friends?
why not?
Plenty,
Oh,
right?
plenty.
You see, that's my guy. Proper Barcelona.
What- what's the reason?
Always.
What's the reason for your question?
No, I'm getting something right.
Okay.
So for you, and I'm following it up with another question. For you, would you say that when you are with your lady friends, would you say that they put you in a position where you have to take care of things?
Well, most times.
They do?
Yes, and again, just the way they perceive masculinity, you should
Take
do
care of the
this.
things
Yeah.
just based off of the fact that you're a
Yes.
man, right? And that's fine. To be honest, I'm great with it. That's what I want. I like men to provide. I believe men were built for providing, right? I'm traditional like that. But where I draw the line is in certain demands, right?
Such as.
Okay, such as
I feel like, I'm sorry to cut you short, but I feel like you're targeting your expectations materially.
Well,
Like when you are talking about um what a man should.
no, it's not just material then,
Okay,
in this
okay,
sense.
okay.
And you note that I asked a question first. Okay, now, if just pure like societal experiment, if a gorilla enters this place through that door, what will you do?
I will run.
You will run. You will run to my back or his back. Right? Because you believe that, and this is not material. You just believe that both of us should be able to take care of that gorilla.
I don't.
Do you get me? Like, you just look at these dudes and dude, I'm like you, I'm scared too. Right? Do you understand what I mean?
I
Like,
feel like it's an instinct thing
it's
with
an
men.
no, I see, and that's why I said to you, like, I'm fine with men being providers. Providing is not necessarily material.
Yeah,
It's also providing
that's
from a sense of shelter and
yes,
security
that's what
and
I
all
was
of these
going to.
things.
I was like, don't look at it as from just the point of materials,
No,
money.
it's not
No.
necessarily money. I'm not talking necessarily money. And that's why I didn't even ask, like, from a money standpoint. I just asked from a provision standpoint, right? Because it's a thing where, like, females are genetically wired. I don't want to. Please, feminists, don't come for me. No, but like there's a certain like wiring, right? That men have to provide in a certain type of way,
Yeah.
right? And while people might disagree or agree because people have different POVs, right? But I just personally feel like these times have amplified those demands, those
Expectations.
expectations, because also people are comparing, people are
So do
constantly
you
looking
feel like our grandparents, our parents had it a little less hectic?
absolutely.
Why?
What do you think?
So, to me, I am of a different opinion,
Okay.
Okay.
right? So I like to speak with my dad on some certain kind of issues, most especially when it comes to masculinity and provision, right? And what I discovered is that there was never a time that it was better. Because now you are using the economic value of today to judge their own time. In their own time too, they were beggars, they were poor people, they were men who couldn't live up to the expectation of what the society has said this is a man. So I do not see it as they had like a better time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I just feel like economic values changes, time evolve, and we just have to fit in. So I'm not the kind of person that would want to use 1995 economy to judge 2025
2025.
economy.
I agree. But what do you think? What do
Now,
you think?
I don't think it's about economies though, and that's where I'm even coming from. I'm not talking about like whether it was more economically easy to live then than it is now. I'm just saying it was easier to live generally then than now, right? First off, if you have to do stats, right? The average man got married a lot younger then
Back then,
than now,
yeah.
right? The average man. You find a lot of people being more and more fearful of settling down, right? That's just one facet to it. There are other facets. There is, like I mentioned earlier about social media. I think that's one thing that has contributed to our living as human beings generally, like in a ridiculous way, right? The way we live as human beings now is heavily dictated by some of the social media trends, social media happenstances,
Yeah.
and some of these things.
Yeah.
But now, to the point where I think that it was easier for them. Oh, if I say this thing now, you people will start looking at me like a bad
No,
person.
you're free.
No, but think about it. It was even easier to cheat as a man. Think about it.
How so?
Yeah, because you go to, let's say, a merchant in 1947, right? He would leave, let's say he lived in Lagos and he wanted to go do business in Benin, right? If we leave Lagos, go and do his business in Benin, do his other businesses, which is the cheating in Benin, no evidence, nothing. No text messaging, nothing. right? Come back to Lagos. The only way you find that man cheating is probably if he got sick from a disease and maybe like medically they told him, oh, okay, you got like an STD or something like this. I don't even think that was even available then. Do you see? Like, I don't even think that was, maybe the person just die. But I don't think that was available. But now, because of certain advancements, oh, you want to keep contact with your side piece, and you're texting, and all of these things. And I'm not saying that, dudes, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should go and do it. I'm not saying anybody should. But this is what I'm just saying. I'm saying a lot of things have become much more. We are beginning to zoom in on a lot of things that we should just leave be because of the advent of social media. We
Yeah.
are beginning to overanalyze. We are beginning to overthink.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I believe, I might be wrong, that God made a lot of things to be simple because that was the way He wanted them to be. But because we are overanalyzing a lot of things, we are overthinking a lot of things, we're also running into certain problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's all right. Like at the end of the day, this is a conversation just meant to shed light on things,
Yeah.
right? But I just think that things that would have like been easier back then when our parents were boys and when our grandparents were men, right? Young men. They've become a lot more difficult today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I truly believe that.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, everything you've said is on point because I've had friends talk about these things and how social media has influenced certain decisions. I've spoken to one guy before, and he said he saw an ad of maybe soap, favor soap or something, and they bury like live animals inside the soap to get money, and I feel like all these things stem from a certain expectation, right, put by the society.
Yeah, but I mean, it's true because when you look at it, right? Do you guys remember that small boy that they asked what he wants to do when he grows up, and he says he wants to be a Yahoo boy?
Yes.
You don't remember? Like there was a video that was trending like some years back where there was a young boy who they asked, "What do you want to be when you're?" All of these things, right? Even the Yahoo itself, is it not social media that caused? Is it not the advent of the growth and
So
advancement
you're
of technology?
anti-social media?
No, I'm not anti-social media. I believe that
No,
it
I
has.
know.
its-
I agree.
Well, I mean, I'm on a podcast. I cannot be anti-social media. Do you see what I mean? Like, no, but this is the truth, right? There are just certain things as a society that has continually rot over time, right? Since the advent of social media. And I believe that this is one of them, right? This is one of them. I believe that it's just made living generally, both for men and women, right? I also believe it's made women's life harder because there's also the comparative thing that's constantly eating at people.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend just got a bone straight. I need to get one too. You see,
Yeah.
there are all these things, and it makes life less easy.
Yeah, I agree. But let's talk about pressure, right? From a young age, a good amount of men now have been told to not cry, don't be emotional, don't be vulnerable, don't do this, don't do that, don't express this, don't, like, just like your dad was saying, don't show that
You are below.
you are below, right? Is it like, at what point does it become a burden? If you ever experience something like that, at what point did it become like a burden that, oh, like, I'm going through this thing, I can't talk about it, I don't want to tell anybody because I don't want to be perceived as weak?
Okay, so I would love to answer that, right? So yeah, first it comes with peer pressure, right? I remember in year 1, year 2 in University of Lagos, I tried to even be an introvert. I was outspoken before I gained admission. I tried to be an introvert. Do you know why? I don't have any box with me, and I go out with my friends. They are eating, I'm not eating. The money with me is my transport to my house. And they'll just say, Omo Ibu, you don't want to spend money, leave, and as soon they behave.
Hmm.
And I do not know who to tell my
Problems
situation
to.
because they don't want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Omo Ibu, everything Omo Ibu, Omo Ibu. That's why in my year 2, I became introvert. I became an introvert. It was year 3 I started coming out when, okay, my friend told me that there's an election coming up and he would want me to participate in that election. That was why, okay, let us do it.
And that was when you started to be
Yeah.
more outgoing again.
That's when I started becoming more outgoing and all. So the pressure,
Only started for you when in school.
yes.
So when you were growing up, your father never said, "Oh, you can't cry because, you know."
So yeah, before we got to that stage,
Yeah.
there was some rough parts. But what I'm trying to say is that at every point in your life, there is always that moment where I feel I want to give up. At every point. I know when I'll come back from secondary school and you know what, there's nothing at home to eat. But again, your parents will just try to see how they can protect the female child. I remember when I was in school, right? My dad stopped giving me allowance money, and my younger sister herself just gained admission into Unilag. And I'm like, but you are giving her, and you are
Why
not
am I
giving
not
me.
getting?
I say, she's a girl now. At that point in time, you want to break down because you also have your own needs, you also have your own emotions, you also have things that you want to do, right? So at every point in time, there's always that phase where I want to give up. But again, you just try to see, let us,
Yeah.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Tunnel.
Can I reach the end of the tunnel?
I see the light.
I see the light. That is just it. Because if you break down, to be honest with you, if you break down, you lose. So as a man, right? And again, you said something about sharing of emotions and don't cry and all, right? So another thing I'm getting very I don't understand from when men try to show their emotions is that most times women feel like we are trying to compete or compare our emotions with their own emotions. So
That's interesting.
you cannot tell me that now.
That's interesting because I'm so sorry. That's interesting because I've actually seen this happen in real life. Like, a man is trying to express his emotions and she's like, "Oh, like,
Yeah.
are you a woman? I'm the one supposed.
Yeah,
I'm the
exactly.
one. You know." But I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
So at that point in time, my parents they were trying to do something like that, right? Okay, your sisters need this. My own. It's just like now you're telling me that because she's a girl, I don't have any rights for my own.
Did you ever feel this as a burden, like growing up?
Yes, I felt it as a burden. And it could not be from their own impact or from their own words, but it could be as a resultant statement from my own peers. So it's just like I went out with my friends now. I'm not buying anything.
And they are telling
And
you.
they are telling me, their statement is as a result of my parents' actions. You understand my point?
Because they didn't give you what
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly.
I get it.
So now,
I get it.
most times they feel like we are trying to compete or compare our emotions, and that is wrong. Everybody, as they say, nobody has monopoly of emotions, right? Your emotions can be valid, mine can be valid.
Yeah.
We are just
Absolutely.
trying to see, okay, how can we balance things for everybody to be happy. So I saw on social media one time that a lady came out, a man was trying to talk about the what he went through when his wife was pregnant and all, how nobody
Yeah.
actually asked him how
Yeah.
he's doing and all.
Yeah.
Right? Now, at that point in time, I saw another lady who was trying to analyze his video and was like trying to shut down his opinion, his expression and all. Now, when we do that, right? Trying to just falsify, just trying to just invalidate someone's emotions and all. Now, when this man now goes depressed and does something crazy, probably hurts himself, hurts his environment, or like his environment,
Yeah.
anybody there,
Yeah.
then we now start talking about another situation
Yeah.
when we could just address.
I've nipped it in the bud.
Yeah.
You get.
Absolutely, yeah.
In the first place, yeah.
So
No.
just like when I'm trying to express my emotion, my friends refuse
Yeah.
to even hear me out. Then I now started stealing their stuffs.
So we can all agree that, you know, this burden, it comes from even the four walls of your home. Like,
Yes.
if you are not, you know, shaped in a way where you can express and you can be accepted, that your own feelings, your own emotions are valid, you will not get that, you know, support or that that encouragement from people around you in the real world.
Yeah.
Right. Another thing I saw somewhere about I've lost my train of thought.
No, but like, just to before you catch your thoughts back, right? I would say personally that like I mentioned earlier, I was blessed, right, to not have certain struggles. But you see, for men, and I think it's very imperative that we speak on it, right? Emotions, I think, over time have become, for whatever reason, effeminate. And so people who show emotions are almost effeminate, right? If you cry as a man, you are, why did you like
Perceived
woman
as
now?
weak.
Why did you like woman? Do you understand? And come on, like, I remember, because I went to boarding school, right? Yo, when I was in boarding school, that's even true. Sef. I went to boarding school, and then when I was in boarding school, my parents wouldn't like come for me, right? They wouldn't visit me during visiting days, because like where we stayed, where we lived, and my boarding school was very far, so they couldn't come every visiting day. So when they wouldn't come on some of those visiting days, I'll cry, right? And then my seniors would just come. Why is he crying? Dude, like I was a young boy. They slapped my head. Why you crying? Your parents did not come, Do you understand? And
Yeah.
this was the thing. Just from being a young boy, they were already telling me, yeah. So you're crying like a girl. Why are you crying like a girl? What's wrong with you? So crying has become more of an effeminate thing. Where if you cry, it's girls that cry. Hard boys don't cry. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
But the truth is, all of these feelings are valid only if that's your true feeling. You see, like if you want to cry, cry by all means. You see,
Yeah.
like if that's how you feel in that moment,
Yeah.
do it, right? But I think that because a lot of these men, a lot of these boys who did that to me had that done to them.
Yeah.
So they just felt like this was
they've
the
seen it as a
education,
norm.
to pass down, right? So that was just what it was, just recycling
Yeah.
the same old. Yeah, you have
Trauma.
some. You have some.
So
Yeah, trauma. Yeah.
so I'm always of the concern that we need to improve and make things better.
As a society, I agree.
Yeah. So
And
we have
sorry,
more.
excuse me, but as even as men, because I feel like men, you guys contribute to these things, because look at your friends, for example. They were joking when you were actually in need,
Yeah.
right? And they were invalidating your experience, your emotions. So as a society, I think it should start from you guys. I was talking to a friend recently, and this friend was like, that was what I was trying to say actually. And this friend was like, if his friend comes to tell him that, oh, my babe broke up with me, that he will laugh. I was like, do you know how many guys have committed suicide because of heartbreak? And it was like, that's not such a big deal. I was like, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Well,
Do you
like
understand?
So
please
that's where I'm
continue.
trying to go now. So we know that we have more men committing suicide than women.
Yeah.
Right. I really want that narrative to change in
Yeah.
terms of we don't want men
you
to
want
die.
you want
No,
women to start dying.
No, I don't want.
No, is that what it's not?
I don't. No.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
I do not want more men to die
Yeah.
because of suicide. And once you check this, what is happening?
You want the suicide rates
It's
generally to go down.
To go down.
Yeah, not
And
men
I
or
think we
men
understand-
committing suicide.
You understand what
Yeah,
he's saying?
yeah, absolutely.
Please.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing
He's
with
a
you.
Madrid fan. No, I should continue.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
So yeah, right. When you try to check what's actually causing all these things for men, you see
Yeah.
is that when they are unable to express their emotions, right? And again, I understand the fact that some persons will just want to invalidate your emotions, like say, "Are you not a man? Are you not this? Are you not that? Are you not that?" I understand that, but again, we need to try to build a society where, and this can be just a boys out society or a men's society. Okay, all men come. Okay, if you don't want to cry in front of a woman,
Yeah, come and
just
cry
come
with
here
us.
and
But
cry
why?
with us
So-
and let
so
I
us
feel like,
focus
I
understand.
feel like you
focus
should be
Focus and
able
let us
to.
understand.
No, you see what
I
he's
feel
saying.
like
No, what
yeah.
you say, what he's saying, fundamentally might be one of the solutions to like men's problems, right? Because absolutely, na man do man. Do you know what I mean? Like, na man do man. Because, and I'm even saying from my own perspective, right? If I see a young man, right, selling in the sun, right, struggling, sweating, I'm not as moved as I'm not as moved as much as if I see a woman
Selling in
with
the
a
sun.
child selling in the sun, and then both of them, I'm very, like, in that instance I am more moved than when I see the dude. So and it's just natural because, like, I'm like, yo, there's also the child part of it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, generally, like, if you see, like, some people, there was one day I was traveling, I can't remember, I was traveling from Lagos to Ibadan, and it was like evening, and I saw like some people walking, like in front, like there were a lot of people walking in front, and then there was a lady just at the back, and I was like, no, let me just help the lady. And I'm like, yo, what wired me to leave all those guys behind? I just think only the girl that was there, because in my head I'm like, only this girl, right, in the midst of, do you understand? And I was
Yeah.
trying to be helpful, but then it now occurred to me that I didn't even help my guys, all them boys, and that's me, right? And I'm sure that in other ways it also manifests in other, like, scenarios with other people, right? But the truth is, men are not as receptive to men themselves. Men are not as receptive to men with problems, right, as they are to women with problems.
Yeah.
Dudes will not randomly just send a guy 2 million naira, say, guy, I see you, my guy, you're struggling, let me help you. But that same dude will send a random lady
Yeah.
some money.
Yeah.
You see, and I'm not saying that, because actually, like I said, I believe that men are built to provide, right? But I do think that men need to be more attentive to men themselves, and that's in
I
your
agree.
saying that creating groups for men.
Yeah.
I believe that it's a very, very beautiful idea. It's a beautiful initiative.
Yeah.
If there was maybe any organization, or if there was any
There's one,
man
Boys to Men.
that wants to cry in
Boys to
groups, just hit me up. I'll put my number in the bio.
And
Hit me up.
seriously, seriously.
I just messing around. I just messing around.
And seriously, I think as a society, we can do better. As men, please, let's do better. You guys should do better. I'm not
Absolutely.
a man. You guys should do better. Like, the invalidating feelings, I mean, like, we can help each other be better, feel better, express your emotions, be vulnerable. Being masculine is not about what you can hide. Is you should be able to express yourself. You can give your fellow man flowers.
Please, oh, not to me.
You see this man. You don't want your flowers.
I don't
You
want flowers.
Nah.
You don't-
Send me funds.
Send phone.
If that's how he wants to be loved, then so be it. But if you know a man that would not mind flowers, you can give them flowers.
I wouldn't mind flowers.
You can give Antonio flowers.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind.
I love my flowers.
My reverend is watching.
I love my flowers.
Okay, guys, this has been very interesting, and there's so much more to unpack here, and I hope to have you guys again, so that
One
we
day.
can. So that we can come back, maybe not come back to this particular, but I would like to have you guys again,
Yeah.
so we can unpack more of this, men's talk. It's been a great one. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Unboxed at the Podroom. Please like, comment, and follow us on all platforms.
Happy International
Bye,
Men's
guys.
Day.
Yeah.
Send me my flowers. Oh.
You too.